Hi, this is Zak Mir with the Bulletin board heroes here on Share Talk for Tuesday, the 17th of July. And starting off with a stock which people seem to be going on and on about, ARC Minerals, and probably quite rightly so on the basis of the chart. We've got a mid-move consolidation here, a couple of V-shaped movements here, which is typical of a mid-move consolidation. Next leg up, breaking 5 pence, should hit 6.5 or even 7 pence over the following few weeks. If you're cautious on the stock, wait for end of day close above 5. Otherwise, looks as though the shares are already on their way. Stop loss back below 4.5, so not risking too much at this stage. Next stock, a bit of a lap of honor, and covered a few times apart from yesterday as well, up 40% today. We're always looking for that resistance line there from November at 0.8 pence, which has been hit and temporarily exceeded. We'll see how the shares settle down after that, but as long as we're above that high there from February at 0.57, as I said yesterday, we look set fair for further reasonable or decent even gains up towards the big target here on a 3-month view, up to 1.2 pence plus, which was the old October 2016 intraday peak. Stock which came up with the goods few weeks back. It was Greatland Gold, much appreciated after the fallout that we had at the beginning of the year. Current situation is that we seem to have some consolidation here, positive one, but would want to see at least an end of day close back up on 1.6 pence before calling the shares up to retest the initial highs of the year at 2.5 pence. At the moment, the stop loss back below 1.35, 1.3 pence, probably safe at this stage, even though we've got this rising trend channel from May running through 1.4. Another stock which seems to be much favoured on the bulletin boards and on Twitter is United Oil and Gas. I called the shares up, or highlighted them rather, last week when we had a couple of decent green days, green candles there on the daily chart. A bit of a shuffle after that, but it looks like we're back up again in terms of breaking resistance. That old peak of 5.45 pence from May, crucial to be close above that. The next big target here as high as 7.5 pence at the top of a rising trend channel from last October. So looking interesting there as well. United Oil and Gas, difficult to avoid it. After the shuffle that shares had between 1.8 and 2 pence, sort of V-shaped bull flag that we got there, the stock seems to be on its way. The initial target was always the 200-day moving average, now at 2.8 pence in that initial July peak, but it could be the case that now we're looking for 3.5 pence at the top of a rising May trend channel, which would retest February resistance. Stop loss at the moment back below 2.2 pence for United Oil and Gas. Just a quick look at Verditek, a very rather messy chart, but the points to note here were the gap through the 50-day moving average of 6.17 pence, which is currently the sort of stop loss on the bull argument. But we've got a lot of resistance here from a line from March there and from December around 8 pence. So if you're cautious on the stock, 8 pence is the level to be beat on a weekly or daily basis. Back to an old favourite, Tern, which had a bit of a dance underneath the 50-day moving average at the beginning of the month. That's now at 27.7, but at least while we're above that rising feature, we're looking for initial 40 pence target with a big and ambitious target here on a 3-month view as high as 80 pence if all things go well. So we would just repeat basically the type of move that we saw at the beginning of June for July and August. Finishing off with a stock which I've highlighted quite a few times. Looks like it's finally trying to get back on the upside again. Big plus here for Vela at the moment is the way that the 200-day moving average continues to rise. The next cross between the 50 and 200-day lines will be a golden cross, and that's normally the strongest part of the bullish cycle. We also had a gap through the 50-day moving average today at 0.51 pence, which I call the rocket launcher maneuver there. Initial target here at 0.8 pence, which is a May resistance. If you're cautious on the stock, maybe wait for an end of day close above the 200-day line at 0.58 before pressing the buy button. You can see that there's been a couple of failures for the stock in April and in May through the 200-day line. So plenty of resistance towards 0.8 at this stage. That's it from me. More updates at the same time tomorrow.